Have you ever heard a song that instantly made you a fan of an artist or a band? There are so many songs worth mentioning, but I'll be honest, the second that I read this question, I had this memory come back to me like it was yesterday. So the earliest memory that I have of falling in love with an artist because of a song that I heard was when I first heard the song We Belong by Pat Benatar. I was with my dad for the weekend and I was 8 years old at the time. And every other weekend when my dad would pick me up, he would have this library of classic rock tunes for me to listen to on our drive, right from when he picked me up to when we arrived at his house, which was a pretty solid like 30-40 minutes. This particular weekend, he was listening to Pat Benatar. And I had never heard of her before. I'd never listened to her music before. So the first song that he played for me was We Belong. So he played We Belong for me in his Chevy pickup truck. And I was just so enamored by her voice and just the ethereal quality of the song. Like it blew me away. As I listened to the song, I was thinking, oh my gosh, her voice is so beautiful. She must be such a beautiful person and she must be so kind. Later on in the song, where the children's choir comes in, that was it for me. That was it. I just thought, oh my goodness, not only is her voice beautiful, she must be beautiful, but the fact that she had these children come in and sing on her track, it just meant the world to me in my little adolescent mind. It was like a huge green flag. Honestly, that very moment, it just spoke volumes for me and just made me totally fall in love with her. Now there's a second portion to this story, which is kind of, I think it's worth mentioning because it's kind of funny, but it falls in line with Pat Benatar. It also contributed to making me a lifelong fan. My dad then decided to play Hell is for Children for me that same weekend. I was sitting in the passenger seat of his truck, completely speechless. Like I must have just gone completely pale-faced. I was just distraught. And in my mind, I'm thinking, oh my God, she hates kids. So this whole vision, this view that I had of her, all of a sudden just vanished because it just went from this beautiful angelic song to this hard and heavy Hell is for Children song. I just thought, oh my gosh, my whole life has been turned upside down. Judging by the look on my face, my dad got quite a kick out of it, but then he kind of laid it all down for me. Hell is for Children, right from the get-go, would probably turn a lot of people away, but the depth of this song covers the true horrors that children face. Coming back to it, I'm an 8-year-old kid, so Dad needs to explain to me what's going on. I was just trying to explain to me that not every child is raised in a good home. It's an important thing to know because who knows that you may come across somebody who is in that situation. You may have made a friend on the playground who is in that situation, and you can come from a place of understanding, even, being at such a very young age, having the ability to understand and to be able to support them in the best way you can as a friend. I think that's kind of what my dad was trying to get across, because you're probably all wondering, why on earth would this guy play Hell is for Children for his 8-year-old kid? But my dad always had the best of intentions whenever he was trying to teach me something. But looking back at it now, I'm glad that he did, because it really opened my eyes. That weekend, my dad made me a mix CD, and I insisted that he put We Belong on there, Hell is for Children, and I just played them over and over and over again. And it actually felt good being able to take my Walkman on the bus and listen to it, or listen to it on the playground and listen to the lyrics, understand them, and feel like, you know what, I get this now. And if anybody asked me what I was listening to and they were just completely taken aback by the title of the song, I'd be able to explain it, and I don't know, I just felt really, really good. I felt confident, and I just felt in the know. I loved that she was advocating for children who couldn't possibly speak for themselves. On the road, I learned that Pat Benatar actually drew inspiration from reading multiple articles from the New York Times. To this day, I love Pat Benatar. She's easily one of my favorite female vocalists of all time. Forever be listening to her with mad respect for her to step out and to say something about something that is just so dark and so ugly. It takes a lot of guts to do something like that. I'm sure when you're in the limelight, right, you can have this image about you, but she just said, you know what, no, like, these kids are so important. They need to have a voice, and I'm gonna speak for them. And I just, oh, bless her. I love her. There are some honorable mentions for my first time listens that have made me a lifelong fan. Rock of Ages, Def Leppard. Wildflower by The Cult. Whole Lotta Love, Led Zeppelin. These Dreams by Heart, and Fly By Night by Rush. I would love to know if there was a song that made you a lifelong fan of an artist or band. Drop them in the comments below, and we'll see you next time. Thanks, guys.